Não, não, não. Não é necessário.
Now they gave us another seat. It's 4 now. De 1 a 7 de julho, a 55ª Assembleia Parlamentar da SADC, sob o lema "O papel dos parlamentos, são de políticas de energias renováveis e na criação de um mercado regional único". Os legisladores da SADC vão apreciar as das comissões permanentes da igualdade do género, promoção da mulher, desenvolvimento da juventude, do desenvolvimento humano e social, avanços na democratização, boa governação e defesa dos direitos humanos dos membros. Durante 5 dias, os parlamentares passarão também em revista o relatório da Comissão Permanente Regional de Fiscalização das Leis Modelo, relatórios sobre o comércio, indústria, finanças e investimento, agricultura e recursos naturais. A agenda reserva a realização de um simpósio sobre energias renováveis e infraestruturas socioeconómicas de Angola. Fórum Parlamentar, uma visão única ao mercado energético da região ao continente africano. Angola acolhe, a 7 de julho, a 55ª Assembleia Plenária do Fórum da SADC, sob o lema "O papel dos parlamentos na promoção de políticas renováveis e na criação de um mercado energético regional único". Os legisladores da SADC vão apreciar os relatórios das comissões de igualdade do género, promoção da mulher e desenvolvimento da juventude, desenvolvimento humano e social, bem como os avanços na democratização, governação e defesa dos direitos humanos nos países membros. Durante 5 parlamentares passarão também em revista o relatório da Comissão Permanente de Fiscalização das Leis Modelo, os relatórios sobre o comércio, finanças e investimento, alimentação, agricultura e recursos naturais. A agenda reserva ainda a realização de um sobre energias renováveis e visitas a infraestruturas sociais de Angola. Fórum Parlamentar da SADC, uma visão única ao mercado energético da região austral do continente africano. Seja bem-vindo ao Minuto de Segurança do Palácio Nacional. Pedimos a sua atenção para algumas regras em caso de emergência. Para tornar a sua estadia mais confortável, siga as nossas orientações da sinalização do edifício. Todo o edifício está equipado com modernas de segurança e antifogo e para outras emergências, identifique câmaras de videovigilância e sistemas de alarme, detectores de calor, extintores, carretéis de incêndio, equipa médica, civil e bombeiros para garantir a segurança de todos. As saídas, rotas de evacuação e mapas de fuga estão sinalizados de fácil visibilidade. Tenha em consideração que é proibido o edifício. Estamos na sala do plenário, localizada no bloco de cidade para 751 pessoas distribuídas. Os WCs estão localizados logo após a saída do hemiciclo dos pisos devidamente sinalizados. Em caso de emergência, automaticamente. Não entre em pânico. Dirija-se para a saída mais localizada em cada um dos pisos, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores, escadas de ambos os lados até ao piso 0, seguindo sempre o corredor de segurança devidamente identificado. Ao encontrar-se fora, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro 2, localizado ao lado junto ao portão norte, para uma triagem. Em caso de ferimento, mantenha a calma e informe de imediato a pessoa que estiver mais e aos serviços médicos pelos números 6972 ou 73. Alguma dúvida sobre os procedimentos aqui apresentados? A sua segurança é a nossa prioridade. Ao Minuto de Segurança do Palácio da Assembleia Nacional. São para algumas regras em caso de emergência. Para tornar a sua estadia, siga as nossas orientações e respeite a sinalização do edifício. Está equipado com modernos sistemas de segurança e entre outras emergências identificados e câmaras de videovigilância e alarme, detectores de fumo com sensores de calor, extintor de incêndio, equipa médica de proteção civil e bombeiros para de todos. As saídas de emergência rotas de evacuação estão sinalizadas com placas de fácil visibilidade. Consideração que é proibido fumar em todo o edifício. Estamos na sala localizada no bloco central com capacidade para 700 pessoas distribuídas em 3 pisos. Os WCs estão localizados à saída do hemiciclo em cada um dos pisos devidamente. Em caso de emergência, o alarme soa automaticamente. Não dirija-se para a saída mais próxima de si, localizada em cada um dos pisos. Nunca utilizar os elevadores para ter acesso às escadas de ambos os lados, seguindo sempre as instruções do coordenador de segurança devidamente. Ao encontrar-se fora do edifício, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro 2, ao lado dos espelhos de água, junto ao portão norte, para um material de ferimento ou mal-estar. Mantenha a calma e informe de quem estiver mais perto de si e aos serviços médicos pelos números 72 ou 6973. Alguma dúvida sobre apresentados, não hesite em perguntar. A sua segurança é a nossa. Seja bem-vindo ao Minuto de Segurança do Palácio Nacional. Pedimos a sua atenção para algumas regras em caso de emergência. Para a sua estadia mais confortável, siga as nossas orientações e realização do edifício. Todo o edifício está equipado com modernos de segurança e antifogo e para outras emergências identificados, videovigilância e sistemas de alarme, detectores de fumo com extintores, carretéis de incêndio, equipa médica, de bombeiros, para garantir a segurança de todos. As saídas de emergências de evacuação e mapas de fuga estão sinalizadas com placa de visibilidade. Tenha em consideração que é proibido fumar em... Estamos na sala do plenário, localizada no bloco central para 751 pessoas distribuídas em 3 pisos. Vocês estão localizados logo após a saída do hemiciclo, em cada um devidamente sinalizados. Em caso de emergência, o alarme soa alto. Não entre em pânico. Dirija-se para a saída mais próxima de si, cada um dos pisos, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores para ter acesso aos lados até ao piso 0, seguindo sempre as instruções do coordenador devidamente identificado. Ao encontrar-se fora do edifício, de encontro 2, localizado ao lado dos espelhos de água, junto para uma triagem. Em caso de ferimento ou mal-estar, informe de imediato a pessoa que estiver mais perto de si e aos serviços 6972 ou 6973. Sobre os procedimentos aqui apresentados, não hesite em perguntar. É a nossa prioridade. Seja bem-vindo ao Minuto Palácio da Assembleia Nacional. Pedimos a sua atenção para alguma emergência. Para tornar a sua estadia mais confortável, siga as notas e respeite a sinalização do edifício. Todo o edifício está equipado de sistemas de segurança e antifogo e para outras emergências e câmaras de videovigilância e sistemas de alarme, detectam sensores de calor, extintores, carretéis de incêndio, equipe de proteção civil e bombeiros para garantir a segurança de todos. As rotas de evacuação e mapas de fuga estão sinalizados de fácil visibilidade. Tenha em consideração que é proibido fumar. Estamos na sala do plenário, localizada no bloco central para 751 pessoas distribuídas em WCs, estão localizados logo após a saída do hemiciclo e os devidamente sinalizados. Em caso de emergência, o alarme se mente. Não entre em pânico. Dirija-se para a saída mais próxima de si, de um dos pisos, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores para ter acesso lados até ao piso 0, seguindo sempre as instruções do coordenador devidamente identificado. Ao encontrar-se fora do edifício, dirija 2, localizado ao lado dos espelhos de água, junto ao portão de triagem. Em caso de ferimento ou mal-estar, mantenha a calma e imediato a pessoa que estiver mais perto de si e aos serviços médicos 6972 ou 6973. Alguns procedimentos aqui apresentados, não hesite em perguntar. A sua segurança é prioridade. Seja bem-vindo ao Minuto de Segurança da Assembleia Nacional. Pedimos a sua atenção para algumas regras. Para tornar a sua estadia mais confortável, siga as nossas horas. Respeite a sinalização do edifício. Todo o edifício está equipado de sistemas de segurança e antifogo e para outras emergências e câmaras de videovigilância e sistemas de alarme com sensores de calor, extintores, carretéis de incêndio, de proteção civil e bombeiros para garantir a segurança de todos. De emergência, rotas de evacuação e mapas de fuga com placas de fácil visibilidade. Tenha em consideração em todo o edifício. Estamos na sala do plenário, localizado com capacidade para 751 pessoas, pisos. Os WCs estão localizados logo após a saída de cada um dos pisos devidamente sinalizados. Em caso de emergência, automaticamente. Não entre em pânico. Dirija-se para a saída localizada em cada um dos pisos, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores, escadas de ambos os lados até ao piso 0, seguindo sempre as instruções de segurança devidamente identificado. Ao encontrar-se fora, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro 2, localizado ao lado do espelho junto ao portão norte, para uma triagem. Em caso de ferimento ou mal, tenha calma e informe de imediato a pessoa que estiver mais perto de seus médicos pelos números 6972 ou 3. Alguma dúvida sobre os procedimentos aqui apresentados? Não. A sua segurança é a nossa prioridade. Ao minuto de segurança do Palácio da Assembleia Nacional, pedimos para algumas regras em caso de emergência. Para tornar a sua estadia, siga as nossas orientações e respeite a sinalização do edifício. Está equipado com modernos sistemas de segurança e para outras emergências identificados e câmaras de videovigilância de alarme, detectores de fumo com sensores de calor, esteis de incêndio, equipa médica, de proteção civil e bombeiros, segurança de todos. As saídas de emergência, rotas de evacuação de fuga estão sinalizadas com placas de fácil visibilidade. Consideração que é proibido fumar em todo o edifício. Estamos na área localizada no bloco central com capacidade para 7 pessoas distribuídas em 3 pisos. Os WCs, logo após a saída do hemiciclo, em cada um dos pisos devidamente. Em caso de emergência, o alarme soa automaticamente. Dirija-se para a saída mais próxima de si, localizada em cada um dos. Nunca utilizar os elevadores para ter acesso às escadas de ambos os lados, seguindo sempre as instruções do coordenador de segurança devidamente. Ao encontrar-se fora do edifício, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro dado ao lado dos espelhos de água, junto ao portão norte, para em caso de ferimento ou mal-estar, mantenha a calma e informe a pessoa que estiver mais perto de si e aos serviços médicos pelos números 972 ou 6973. Alguns dos elementos aqui apresentados, não hesite em perguntar. A sua segurança é prioridade. Seja bem-vindo ao Minuto de Silêncio da Assembleia Nacional. Pedimos a sua atenção para alguma urgência. Para tornar a sua estadia mais confortável, siga as nossas e respeite a sinalização do edifício. Todo o edifício está equipado de sistemas de segurança e antifogo e para outras emergências e câmaras de videovigilância e sistemas de alarme, como com sensores de calor, extintores, carretéis de incêndio, de proteção civil e bombeiros para garantir a segurança de todos. De emergência, rotas de evacuação e mapas de fuga com placas de fácil visibilidade. Tenha em consideração que em todo o edifício. Estamos na sala do plenário, localizado com capacidade para 751 pessoas de pisos. Os WCs estão localizados logo após a saída de cada um dos pisos devidamente sinalizados. Em caso de emergência, automaticamente. Não entre em pânico. Dirija-se para a saída localizada em cada um dos pisos, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores, escadas de ambos os lados até ao piso 0, seguindo sempre a dor de segurança devidamente identificado. Ao encontrar-se fora, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro 2, localizado ao lado dos espelhos junto ao portão norte para uma triagem. Em caso de ferimento, mantenha a calma e informe de imediato a pessoa que estiver mais perto de serviços médicos pelos números 6972 ou 3. Alguma dúvida sobre os procedimentos aqui apresentados? Não. A sua segurança é a nossa prioridade. Ao Minuto de Segurança do Palácio da Assembleia Nacional. São para algumas regras em caso de emergência. Para tornar a sua estadia, siga as nossas orientações e respeite a sinalização do edifício. Está equipado com modernos sistemas de segurança e para outras emergências identificados e câmaras de videovigilância de alarme, detectores de fumo com sensores de calor, extintores de incêndio, equipa médica, de proteção civil e bombeiros, dança de todos. As saídas de emergência, rotas de evacuação de fuga, estão sinalizadas com placas de fácil visibilidade. Consideração que é proibido fumar em todo o edifício. Estamos localizada no bloco central, com capacidade para 71 pessoas, distribuídas em 3 pisos. Os WC dados logo após a saída do hemiciclo em cada um dos pisos devidos. Em caso de emergência, o alarme soa automaticamente. Dirija-se para a saída mais próxima de si, localizada em cada um, sem nunca utilizar os elevadores para ter acesso às escadas de ambos os lados do zero, seguindo sempre as instruções do coordenador de segurança. Ao encontrar-se fora do edifício, dirija-se ao ponto de encontro dado ao lado dos espelhos de água, junto ao portão norte, para uma triagem de ferimento ou mal-estar. Mantenha a calma e informe de quem estiver mais perto de si e aos serviços médicos pelos números 2 ou 6973. Alguma dúvida sobre apresentados, não hesite em perguntar. A sua segurança é a nossa.
Muito obrigado a todos. Excelências, minhas senhoras e meus senhores,
We've just listened to the national anthem of the Republic of Angola, SADC Parliamentary Forum, and SADC Anthem. Now we're going to invite Excellency Secretary General of SADC to make intervention. May you all pay attention.
Bon dia, good morning, bonjour. His Excellency, the President of the SADC Parliamentary Forum and the Speaker of the National Assembly of Seychelles, Honorable Roger Mancienne, Her Excellency, the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Angola and host to the 55th Plenary Assembly, Honorable Carolina Sekira, Excellencies, Honorable Speakers of SADC Parliaments and leaders of delegations, Honorable Members of Parliament, distinguished clerks and Secretaries General of the SADC member parliaments, representatives of regional parliamentary bodies here present, SADC Parliamentary Forum cooperating partners, staff of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, and staff of the National Assembly of Angola, citizens of SADC joining us online for this plenary assembly. Let me just say bon dia and welcome to the 55th Plenary Assembly session. As we embark on this 55th Plenary Assembly session, allow me to express my sincere gratitude to all the delegates who have took time to be here with us today, coming from the various segments of the SADC region. Your participation and commitment to the work of the SADC Parliamentary Forum will always be appreciated. The diversity of the SADC Parliamentary Forum delegates demonstrates that the forum is alive, not only at its headquarters in Windhoek, Namibia, but also across the various and different countries within the SADC region. We enjoy the warm atmosphere as a result, and being here in Luanda is a testament to the reality that we indeed have a SADC family that is united beyond geographical borders. Today, we feel proud to be in Luanda, Angola, which is one of the 2 Lusophone countries who are members to the SADC Parliamentary Forum. We are holding this August Plenary Assembly here as part of celebrating the strong cultural bonds which prevail within the SADC Parliamentary Forum membership, as well as the beauty and diversity of languages which bind our region together. Director of Ceremonies, I wish to put on record that this is the 5th time that the National Assembly of Angola is hosting the SADC Parliamentary Forum Plenary Assembly. As usual, the Parliament of Angola has extended its legendary hospitality to the forum, and we are ever grateful for this special relationship. I wish to applaud Madam Speaker, Honorable Carolina Sequeira, Member of Parliament and Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Angola, our host, as well as my highly capable brother, the Secretary General of the National Assembly, Dr. Pedro Agostino de Niro, for the meticulous arrangements made for the convenience of delegates to this 55th Plenary Assembly session. We owe them a huge debt of gratitude for the excellence and professionalism in providing befitting facilities for the convenience of the 55th Plenary Assembly delegates. They deserve a round of applause. Honorable speakers, honorable members, before I introduce our delegates, I wish to first recognize and applaud Angola for its recent economic prowess and progress it has made to improve the quality of life of its citizens. Today, Angola is one of the fastest growing economies in Southern Africa, and its flexible policies have attracted significant real estate developments, an influx of foreign direct investment, and has served to secure employment for thousands of its citizens. Angola is well on the path of sustainable development, and the government has taken concrete steps in the past few years to improve and modernize its public infrastructure. Angola is now a hub for trade and commerce and is the home for a range of agro-industries which are bringing sophistication to traditional agricultural practices, leading to an upscaling in jobs and skills. This is something to emulate. Without doubt, Angola continues to remain a strong economic partner within SADC, as well as a promising pillar in the implementation of the coveted aspirations of the African Union's Agenda 2063. Honorable delegates, related to this development is the role of the National Assembly of Angola in passing enabling legislation, responsive budgets, and exercising oversight over government initiatives to ensure that democracy thrives. This symbiosis between Parliament and the executive has been mutually beneficial and is indeed an example for other nations to emulate. I'd like also to seize this opportunity of making these introductory remarks to commemorate the International Day of Parliamentarism, which was celebrated by many parliaments around the world in the SADC Parliamentary Forum on the 30th of June 2024, just a few days ago. Honorable delegates, honorable members, parliamentarism is what the forum stands for, and we are pleased to find that at the core of our values and our guiding principles, the forum is preserving the rule of law and democracy. Also, honorable members will see that this is what is playing out here at the National Assembly of Angola. Honorable members, parliamentarism, as we know it, is what is keeping the world alive. Parliamentarism means that democracy is in action. It also means that oppression is thwarted through checks and balances exercised by parliamentarians in their respective member parliaments. It is a guarantee that minorities will be protected without discrimination of any kind. And where human rights prevail, this will be enjoyed by the citizens. This also advances your representation role as members of parliament. Parliamentarism also means the peaceful resolution of dispute through dialogue, A country where parliament is active and functional is a country which enjoys the security and peace of its borders. Parliament is the last rampant against the breakdown of society, chaos, or a coup d'etat. If we look around the world, parliamentarism is perhaps today the most important attribute or characteristic of a thriving democracy. And that is why, as a SADC Parliamentary Forum, we are proud to be associated with parliamentary democracy. Honorable delegates, the 55th Plenary Assembly session, which is hosted by the National Assembly of Angola, is one such event occurring under the banner of the International Day of Parliamentarism. And it is befitting to the membership to unite in Luanda, a cradle of democracy, and believe in parliamentary values, to recall the merits of inter-parliamentarism in Southern Africa and around the world. And with these words, without much ado, I will now turn to the introduction of delegates to this august gathering. Honorable members and leaders of delegations and honorable speakers, allow me to say a few things which are noteworthy. And that is that 12 out of the 15 parliaments of the SADC Parliamentary Forum are in attendance. 9 delegations are led by speakers of parliament or presiding officers. Of these, 3 are female speakers from Angola, Zambia, and the United Republic of Tanzania. Apologies. Of these, 4 are female speakers or presiding officers from Angola, Malawi, Zambia, and the United Republic of Tanzania, while 6 are male members of parliament. 2 delegations are led by the deputy speakers. In our definition, we count deputy speakers as presiding officers. We have received apologies from Madagascar, Mauritius, and South Africa. We have a total of 67 parliamentarians attending the meeting. 14 are from the opposition parties, making 21%. 10 are either independents, chiefs, or not members of any political parties, making 15%. In terms of gender, 27 of the 67 members are female, representing approximately 40% of the total members in attendance. 9 out of 12 parliaments include the chairperson of the National Women's Parliamentary Caucus in their delegation. There are 23 members attending as observers. There are 13 partners in attendance, 3 regional parliaments, namely the Forum of the Parliaments of the International Conference of the Great Lakes region, attending with us physically. IALA and IPU are also represented. Now, to those present specifically, let me recognize the National Assembly of Angola, a delegation of 6 members, led by our Honorable Speaker and host, Honorable Carolina Sekira, MP Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Angola. May you kindly rise and greet your fellow delegates. The Parliament of Botswana, a delegation of 6 members led by Honorable Panduto Mbola Chaha Skelamani, Member of Parliament and Speaker of the National Assembly of Botswana. May you kindly rise. The Parliament of the Democratic Republic of Congo, a delegation of 9 members, of which 3 are observers led by Honorable Isaac Masau, First Vice President of the National Assembly. DRC, The Parliament of the, you may kindly be seated. Thank you. You're welcome and congratulations following your elections. The Kingdom of Eswatini, a delegation of 6 members, led by Honorable Jabulani Mabuza, Speaker of Eswatini House of Parliament. The Parliament of the Kingdom of Lesotho, a delegation of 6 members, led by Honorable Tlohans Kamani, Speaker of the National Assembly. Thank you. The Parliament of Malawi, a delegation of 6 members, led by Honorable Aisha Adams Mambo, Second Deputy Speaker. The Parliament of Namibia, a delegation of 8 members, of which 2 are observers, led by Honorable Professor Peter H. Kachavivi, Speaker of the National Assembly. The National Assembly of Seychelles, a delegation of 6 members, led by Honorable Roger Mancienne, Speaker of the National Assembly and President of the SADC Parliamentary Forum. The Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania, a delegation of 6 members led by Honorable Dr. Tulia Ackson, Speaker of Parliament and President of the Inter-parliamentary Union. The National Assembly of Zambia, a delegation of 6 members led by the Right Honorable Nelibutete Kashumba Muti, State Council MP FAPRA, Speaker of the National Assembly. The Parliament of the Republic of Zimbabwe, a delegation of 6 members led by Honorable Advocate Jacob Francis Nzuda Milimo Mudenda, Speaker of the National Assembly. Clerks and Secretaries General of 11 out of the 15-member parliaments are here present, representing 73% of attendance. May the clerks kindly rise for the benefit of our delegates. The SADC Parliamentary Forum Secretariat, a delegation of 8 staff members. I think they're working somewhere, okay. The parliaments of Madagascar, Mauritius, and South Africa send apologies of absence as earlier indicated. Before I turn to invited guests present, I wish to pay tribute to the beaming participation of our female members today, who always ensure that the forum shines in upholding gender equality. As you are aware, the forum strives to ensure that both male and female delegates form part of the leadership of its standing committees and other organs. In this respect, allow me to applaud the commitment of the member parliaments who continue to ensure that the SADC Parliamentary Forum representatives appointed to the forum consists of both male and female delegates and the chairperson of the National Women Parliamentary Caucus, as far as possible in equal numbers in view of fulfilling the criteria for equal gender representation at committee level. Honorable members, distinguished delegates, although we know the reality that equal representation of female candidates in Parliament is work in progress in individual member countries, yet the forum wishes to set the bar high and lead by example at regional level by demonstrating that an equal gender representation leads to concrete, well-informed and balanced parliamentary deliberations. In this way, the active representation of female delegates at the forum will operate as a beacon of light that radiates through the whole SADC region to call for an enhanced female representation in Parliament. This is one of our humble objectives, honorable members, and we must continue to endeavor. Director of Ceremonies, allow me also to introduce the distinguished guests from our cooperating partners that the SADC Parliamentary Forum has invited as they are part of our implementation infrastructure for our programs and committees. They serve as resource persons. We share resources together, we share technical support, and we are always grateful for their presence to see where the final product is deposited. Her Excellency Ambassador Ayango Kakoba, my apologies, His Excellency Ambassador Ayango Kakoba, Secretary General, Forum of the Parliaments of the International Conference of the Great Lakes Region. May you kindly rise, sir. The only regional parliament which has honored us physically, others have sent statements and are joining us online. We also have Instituto para Democracia Multipartidaria, IMD, represented by Hermenegildo Mudlo Gracia Carlilo and Osman Kosing. May they kindly rise? Thank you so much, IMD. We also have SAHRC Commissioner Gungebele Omalara, Akitoye Asuni, and Kelvin L. Ngoma, Regional Head of Programs. Thank you very much. We also have Oxfam represented by Mr. Machinda Marongwe. We have REPSI represented by Chilikwa Chisanga and Mr. Mamadou. No, this is wrong. We also have APHRC represented by Ms. Grace Kibunja, Head of Advocacy Unit, Dr. Anthony Ajayi, Dr. Patrick Owili, and Mr. Mamadou Diallo. All the way from East Africa. We also have staff represented by Mr. Machinda Marongwe, Cluster Program Director. Director of Ceremonies and distinguished delegates, permit me to conclude by once again thanking the government and the National Assembly of Angola and the people of Angola through Honorable Carolina Sequeira, the Speaker of the National Assembly of Angola, for hosting the Plenary Assembly and giving us befitting facilities. In this regard, I wish you fruitful deliberations. I thank you.
A palavra agora é para a intervenção do excelentíssimo Sr. Secretário-Geral do Parlamento.
The Parliamentary Forum Secretary General.
The President of SADC Parliamentary Forum is also the Speaker of the National Assembly of Seychelles, Right Honorable Roger Mancienne. Our host, Right Honorable Carolina Sequeira, the Speaker of the National Assembly of Angola. Honorable Speakers of the Member Parliaments of SADC Parliamentary Forum, Honorable members of SADC Parliamentary Forum, my counterpart, Madam Secretary General of SADC Parliamentary Forum, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. As the Secretary General of the Forum of Parliaments of the Member States of International Conference on the Great Lakes region, I'm deeply honored to have this opportunity to deliver a solidarity message to this Plenary Assembly. In a special way, I express my deep appreciation for the invitation to participate in this important conference as we enter this new chapter in our shared history at a time when threats and challenges require nations and organizations to enhance partnerships. I also wish to express our heartfelt appreciation to the government, parliament, and people of the Republic of Angola for hosting this high-level meeting. Excellencies, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to just give a brief on what the Forum of Parliaments of Member States of International Conference on the Great Lakes region is. This is an organization, and it's an inter-parliamentary organization that brings together 12 parliaments within the Great Lakes region. Some of them are actually members of SADC. And these 12 countries are Angola, Burundi, Kenya, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, South Sudan, Sudan, Tanzania, Uganda, and Zambia. The organization was established in December 2008, when speakers of member parliament within the region signed instruments for its ratification and started operating from there on. The FPICGLR is a constituent organization of the mainstream ICGLR, which is an intergovernmental organization of 12 member countries that I've already mentioned, with headquarters in Bujumbura, Republic of Burundi, while the forum's headquarters are in Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo, where we operate from. The FPICGLR operates in 5 thematic areas to which committees are aligned. These are peace and security, democracy and good governance, economic development, regional integration and natural resources, humanitarian and social issues, as well as gender, children and vulnerable persons. The forum is of more importance dedicated to addressing security issues within its member states and contributing through parliamentary diplomacy for the resolution of existing conflicts, thereby promoting security, stability, and development. This focus aligns with the concerns of SADC Parliamentary Forum, as both organizations share some member states, as already pointed out. These include Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo, the United Republic of Tanzania, and the Republic of Zambia. Indeed, the current president of the forum is the Speaker of the National Assembly of Zambia, Right Honorable Nelly Muti, who is with us here and has duly granted me full powers to deliver this message. In regard to the security concern, the Forum of Parliaments of ICGLR is currently conducting a parliamentary fact-finding mission on the conflict in Eastern DRC, aimed at documenting and obtaining facts on the ground in order to make an informed decision on the challenge as a way of augmenting the ongoing peace processes aimed at resolving the conflict. In this respect, allow me to express our gratitude to His Excellency Joao Lourenço, the President of the Republic of Angola and Chairperson of the ICGLR Summit, currently leading the Luanda Roadmap peace process, which is one of the mechanisms aimed at bringing peace in Eastern DRC, for the positive role that he has played so far. As a result of the aforementioned interlinkage, our two sister organizations, that is FPICGLR and SADC Parliamentary Forum, have embarked on a process of exploring ways and means of instituting a mechanism for formal collaboration. Excellencies, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this plenary assembly, that is the role of parliaments in promoting renewable energy policies in the SADC region and creating a single regional energy market, is both timely and relevant as it underscores the pivotal role that parliaments play in addressing the ever-growing challenges posed by climate change and the need of investment in clean and renewable energy within our regions. Our regions stand at a critical juncture. As climate change accelerates and its impacts become ever more apparent, the necessity of transitioning to sustainable energy sources is not just a global imperative, but a regional one as well. The Great Lakes and South African region, with its unique environmental, economic, and social context, must rise to meet this challenge. Our parliaments play a pivotal role in driving this transformation. Parliaments are the architects of the legislative frameworks that underpin energy transition. By enacting robust and forward-looking policies, we can create an enabling environment for renewable energy development. This includes setting ambitious renewable energy targets, implementing supportive regulations, and providing incentives for both local and international investments in green technologies. It is through our legislative power that we can set the trajectory for sustainable development. We therefore thank the SADC Parliamentary Forum for choosing the issue concerning climate change as the theme for this plenary. Excellencies, distinguished members, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, once again, I thank the SADC Parliamentary Forum for the invitation and look forward to continued collaboration between our organizations. I wish you a successful meeting. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Asanteni sana, obrigado, and God bless you all. Okay, thank you.
Solicitamos
And now we call upon your attention for a performance of the National Assembly Choir.
este grupo coral é uma iniciativa que
This national choir is an initiative to create a moment of relaxation between the parliamentarian staff and others.
nas vozes do Grupo Coral da Assembleia Nacional. Segue-se a intervenção agora de Sua Excelência, Presidente da União Interparlamentar, Túlia Axon. A vossa atenção.
Ms. Tulia for the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Se nem estava aqui.
His Excellency.
Sua Excelência, Presidente do Fórum Parlamentar da SADC e Presidente da Assembleia Nacional da Seychelles, Excelentíssimo Roger Mancienne, Presidente da República da Assembleia Nacional de Angola, Sua Excelência Carolina Cerqueira, Presidente da Assembleia Nacional da Zâmbia e anfitriã da 56ª Assembleia Plenária do Fórum Parlamentar, presidentes dos parlamentos da SADC, chefes de delegação, presidentes do Fórum Parlamentar para Mulheres, Sua Excelência Charles Josepha Raymond, Secretária-Geral do Fórum Parlamentar da Conferência Internacional dos Grandes Lagos, Secretário-Geral do Fórum Parlamentar, Secretária-Geral do Fórum Parlamentar, distintos membros parlamentares e delegados, distintas autoridades do Estado angolano e membros do corpo diplomático convidados, minhas senhoras e meus senhores. Em primeiro, gostaria de elogiar e felicitar o coral que teve aqui o seu número, então de parabéns. Em seguir, minhas senhoras e meus senhores, é com grande honra que eu adresso estas palavras a nível do Fórum Parlamentar da SADC, a cidade de Luanda, e este Parlamento em particular, sob a liderança de Sua Excelência Carolina Cerqueira, que trazem-me grandes e boas memórias em mim. Eu fui eleita presidente da UIP exatamente aqui. E nesta mesma terra dos meus irmãos angolanos, em especial nesta sala do plenário. É uma história, é algo memorável e é uma grande honra estar novamente no mesmo pódio e poder apresentar um discurso. Sendo a primeira vez, não apenas como a presidente da Assembleia Nacional da Tanzânia, mas também como presidente da União Interparlamentar, quero aqui felicitar por todo o esforço que desempenharam para poder realizar este evento hoje. Eu quero aqui agradecer a todos os meus colegas a nível da região.
Hard and tirelessly to support SADC getting this presidency. Congratulations to all of you, colleagues, for winning this presidency of IPU. It's for all of us. Let us all work together and deliver to this mandate that is bestowed on us as SADC. That said, I am pleased to report that the relationship between IPU, which is the Inter-Parliamentary Union, and which is a global organization of national parliaments, and the SADC Parliamentary Forum is very strong. The forum contributes actively to the work of IPU with high level of representation at IPU assemblies, and our two organizations share a common agenda in many respects. We live in a world in dire need of parliamentary leadership and solidarity to address several overlapping existential challenges, and our two organizations are well positioned to contribute to the reinvigoration of the multilateral system. In that regard, I would like to highlight two important moments in the coming year. First, the United Nations Summit of the Future in September 2024, the expected outcome of which will be the Pact of the Future. The IPU and its members are lobbying hard to ensure that the role of parliaments in global governance is duly and prominently recognized in that pact, and I encourage you to support these efforts. Second, the 6th World Conference of Speakers of Parliament, which will take place in Geneva late in July 2025. I hope all my fellow speakers of Parliament will participate in this major global event of ours, which comes around only once every 5 years. The focus of the Parliamentary Forum this year, the promotion of renewable energy and the creation of a single regional energy market, is very much in line with the IPU's main policy goals, addressing the climate crisis. Universal access to clean and reliable energy is critical for sustainable development and inclusive economic growth. The realization of the Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Agreement objectives will be greatly determined by our ability to swiftly transform our energy system into renewed ones. The climate crisis underscores the need for urgent action on energy. As parliamentarians, we recognize the imperative to act. The SADC region is incredibly rich in renewable energy potential. You talk of solar, wind, geothermal, hydro, and biomass. Many countries in the region have already made great efforts in paving the way for the renewable energy transition, including by working together, having a regional power grid. These partnerships form the backbone of successful action in the region. On behalf of the IPU, I applaud these initiatives. The realization of Sustainable Development Goals and, dear parliamentarians, by joining forces, we can accelerate our efforts to ensure the energy systems benefit both people and the planet. We can make energy inclusive for all our citizens and support the renewable energy transition so that the Paris Agreement goals remain alive. We can utilize our legislative, budgetary, and oversight powers to make this a reality. Concretely, we can push our governments to submit more ambitious, nationally determined contributions when the next round of NDCs is due in 2025. I hope we can come together at COP29 later this year to share the progress we have made following this meeting in pushing the clean energy agenda. Nevertheless, as one of the members of Parliament of this world and President of the Inter-parliamentary Union, I would like to take this opportunity to wish all the members of Parliament of this world and the entire Inter-parliamentary Union family a happy International Day of Parliamentarism, which was celebrated just 2 days ago. Let us all use this forum today to reflect on our legislative, advisory, and oversight roles in tandem with ensuring our governments deliver to their clean energy commitments. Above all this, our primary role of representation, ensuring voices of the world's citizens are heard. That said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, and I look forward to the deliberations in the course of this meeting. Thank you for the opportunity, Mr. President.
Informamos também que, por ocasião
We also want to inform that on the scope of this 55th Plenary Assembly of SADC FP, there were message of solidarity from the Pan-African Parliament, the ECOWAS, and from the East Africa as well. Now we invite Excellency of the Regional Parliament of the Women, Ms. Sally Raymond, for the speech. Your kind attention.
His Excellency, the President of the SADC Parliamentary Forum and Speaker of the Seychelles National Assembly, Honorable Roger Mancienne, Her Excellency, the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Angola, Honorable Carolina Sequeira, Her Excellency, the Speaker of the National Assembly of Republic of Zambia and host of the 56th Plenary Assembly of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, Honeli Kashumba Muti, Their Excellencies, the Speakers of SADC Parliaments and heads of the delegation, Her Excellency, the President of the Inter-parliamentary Union and Speaker of the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Tulia Ackson, who was just here, Her Excellency, the President of the Regional Women, His Excellency, the Secretary General of the Forum of Parliaments of the International Conference on the Great Lakes Region, Mr. Onyango Kakoba, Her Excellency, the Secretary General of SADC Parliamentary Forum, Mrs. M.S. Boemo Segoma, distinguished members of parliaments who are gathered right here, distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, all media group, ladies and gentlemen. It is a profound honor and privilege to address this important gathering today on behalf of all the women parliamentarians of the SADC region in this beautiful country in my capacity as the chairperson of the Regional Women Parliamentary Caucus, RWPC. And before I proceed, may I thank God for bringing us all here, safe and happy, enjoying the weather of Angola. Thanks be to God. As the saying goes, charity begins at home. In this regard, I wish to applaud the SADC-PF for its sterling work in promoting gender equality in the SADC region through various initiatives, the creation of the Regional Women Parliamentary Caucus as an organ with the mandate to promote women's political participation and the opportunity for the caucus to address plenary assembly session as I am doing today clearly demonstrate that commitment. The Regional Women Parliamentary Caucus and the national chapters, the National Women's Parliamentary Caucus, NWPCs, have proven to the strategic platform for advocating gender equality. They have empowered women parliamentarians to champion gender-sensitive policies and the prioritization of women's issues on plenary agendas. However, I am aware that in some member parliaments, national women parliamentary caucuses, either do not exist or are struggling to make an impact for various reasons. Therefore, I urge SADC-PF to prioritize the strengthening of these caucuses so they become effective components of the gender machinery at the national level and assist legislatures in their efforts to build gender-sensitive parliaments. On behalf of the Regional Women Parliamentary Caucus, I wish to acknowledge the remarkable strides made by SADC member states in advancing gender equality and women's empowerment. We have witnessed laudable achievements, including the appointment of a woman to the highest echelons of leadership. Member states like my own country, Tanzania, have set commendable example with the appointment of a woman as a president, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, followed by Dr. Tulia Ackson, the Speaker and now the President of IPU. There are also many judges, female judges, ministers, and permanent secretaries. Many other countries, including our very own host, Angola, have appointed women as vice presidents, speaker, ministers, and judges. In addition, we have seen a significant increase in the election of women parliamentarians across the region, including female speakers of parliament. This development signifies a transformative shift in our societies, reflecting our collective commitment to gender parity and the empowerment of women in all spheres of life. Legislative measures, including the implementation of voluntary and statutory quotas, have substantially contributed to this advancement. We also have some member states that have made notable progress toward closing the gender pay gap through rigorous policy and related measures. However, while we celebrate these achievements, we must also acknowledge the need for more to be done for accelerated actions to achieve gender equality in line with SDG 5. The SADC Protocol on Gender and Development provides us with a robust framework, particularly in Article 12, which calls for equal representation of women in decision-making positions, and Article 20, which emphasizes the elimination of gender-based violence. I argue member states to seize the opportunity presented by increased electoral activities in 2024 to adopt more inclusive electoral systems that facilitate the attainment of gender equality, linking access to public funding for political parties to their gender equality policies and practices in one way to ensure commitment and accountability. We must also combat gender-based violence and cyber violence targeting women candidates and support our governments to addressing the vulnerabilities faced by women and girls who disproportionately experience inequality, unemployment, and poverty in this regard. We should advocate for awareness and implementation of model laws such as the one on gender-based violence and the public financial management to assist in addressing these challenges at national levels. Climate change continues to pose significant challenges in our region. It is crucial that, as our governments respond to build resilience, the mitigation and the adaptation measures are gender sensitive. Women are often the worst affected by climate-related disasters, as evidenced by the current El Nino-induced droughts affecting several SADC member states. Parliaments should take proactive steps to ensure that women are not disproportionately affected and that they have a voice in climate-related decision-making processes. In view of the African Union's theme for this year, education, breaking down barriers, building Africa's future, I wish to reiterate that education is not only a fundamental right, but also an enabler for other rights for women and girls. Accordingly, I urge all parliamentarians to utilize their legislative oversight and budgetary functions to ensure access to quality education for women and girls. In light of the Plenary Assembly theme, the role of parliaments in promoting renewable energy policies in the SADC region and creating a single regional energy market, I would like to remind this gathering that women, especially in rural areas, often are the primary energy managers in the households. Ensuring access to renewable energy can greatly enhance their quality of life and economic opportunities. I argue our parliaments to take proactive steps in integrating gender perspectives into renewable energy policies and initiatives. As I conclude, I challenge each one of us to make gender equality a personal agenda. Gender equality is not just a women's issue. It is a societal imperative that demands the commitment and action of everyone, you and me. Thank you very much for listening. Asanteni sana. Obrigado.
Solicitamos agora a vossa atenção para o momento.
We now call upon for a cultural moment by the traditional group called Kilando Kilo.
Acabamos de assistir à exibição.
We've just seen the execution of the cultural group Kilando Kilu, which means enjoyment. This group was created on the 15th of May 1984, and its musical repertoire is based on the collection of dance from the Angolan folkloric kingdom. We would now like to invite Her Excellency, the Speaker of the Angolan National Assembly, Carolina Cerqueira, for her speech. Your attention, please. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here with us. Excellency Speaker of SADC PF and Speaker of Seychelles National Assembly, Honorable Roger Mancienne, Chair of this session, President of IPU and Speaker of the Republic of Tanzania, Ms. Tulia Ackson, distinguished speakers of parliament members of SADC PF or representatives, and President of Congo Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, MPs, judges of the Constitutional Court, of Supreme Court, or Military Court, and Vice Judge of the Audit Court, Minister of Defense, Industry, Social Action, Women, Telecommunication, and Social Communication. Secretary of State of Interior, of Territory Administration, Transport, and Vice Governor of Luanda. Distinguished ambassadors and representatives of the diplomatic corps. Secretary General of SADC PF and estimated members of the committees of SGs. Ladies and gentlemen, I start with this short intervention of mine by thanking the executive led by His Excellency, President of the Republic, João Manuel Gonçalves Lourenço, equally chair of SADC, for the support granted to hosting this great event that brings to Luanda the distinguished speakers and parliamentary representatives of SADC. A support that shows the dedication with which our country looks at the institutional corporations of the different instituted powers. I also thank the President of SADC PF and the Executive Secretariat, all dedication and persistence so that the sharing of good practice in our organization can be constant and continued. Excellency President of SADC PF, honorable speakers and representatives, distinguished delegates, estimated guests, ladies and gentlemen. This session brings us to appreciate important topics on the efforts for regional integration, for sustainable development and industrialization of SADC. We stand before an opportunity, a supreme opportunity, to analyze internal problems of our region and to find best recommendations together for the implementation of strategies and development policies of our respective countries. Yesterday, we launched in this House of Laws the strategic plan of SADC-PF for the period 2024-2028. One of the main instruments of our organization, our Inter-parliamentary organization. With these launch sessions, we opened a new cycle for the implementation of our future actions at mid and long term, and a new way for us to be able to overcome the main obstacles that we have been facing during the past 5 years. The strategic plan 2024-2028 allows us to look at with greater precision to future actions that represents the renewed aspiration, be it individual or collective, but also the objectives that would like to achieve, especially the baseline role of the parliaments and their commitment for promotion and peace promotion, security, and political stability, as well as economic stability in the region. Through this instrument, we should employ our firm involvement to create strong and resilient parliaments that are able to promote dialogue and understanding in crisis situations and a threat to democracies and to the state of rule, the current geopolitical state regionally and globally. Just like the president of Seychelles Parliament mentioned, our Honorable Speaker Roger Mancienne, the new strategic plan constitutes a navigating letter for the forum to guide itself towards its value and democratic principles through parliamentary initiatives, so that the combined action should be a life force able to transform Africa in the main stability reference as well as sustainable development in the African continent, as well as vitality of the state of rule. Apart from counting on the parts, we need to work together so that our extended efforts can result in a moment of a well-being for our populations. We are all aware that to achieve the main objectives of SADC, we need to bring dynamics, the long-lasting peace paradigm and sustainable development based on active cooperation amongst all member states. We should recognize that the regional context bring challenges on political and economic stabilities as well as socials. These challenges are translated in the need of overcoming problems such as extreme poverty, social exclusion, and illiteracy. And it's also fragile to social harmony, politics, and military corruption, fragile to political structures and development of the civil society. Gender discrimination, asymmetries between cities, fragile infrastructures, lack of professionals and motivated staff, and the high dependence on the public sector for external debts that are unsustainable, as well as the problems on public finance management. But the truth is that that's why we are here to minimize and mitigate the obstacles and look for solutions so that the cooperation mechanisms that meet here should be the life hope for our people, and that we can continue working united and dedicated for an auspicious future of SADC and its social development, its economic growth, peace, stability, and security for all member states. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as representative of parliaments of member states of SADC, we should bring out our work and proceed parliamentary democracies with the national competent institutions so that the recommendations of SADC PF can be adopted and executed to have all institutions performing and working towards these regional organizations. The member states cannot look at the internal adoption of the strategies and policies of programs as a simple faculty. They should look at this adoption as one of the possible ways and well-succeeded ways to assure alignment of policies and harmonizations of actions that impact the economic, regional integration and the creation of the single market in SADC. Let's all be reminded that the adoption and execution of member states of all strategies and policies of SADC are the only mechanisms for us to achieve the mechanisms that are at the basis of the existence of this regional organization. Therefore, I reinforce the appeal to the legislative organs of member states of SADC to continue carrying out an active role in the deep cooperation of parliaments and relationship with other sovereign organs designated the national and local governments. Before I conclude, I would like to congratulate the objectives and topics of this 55th Assembly of SADC, as well as the cycle of debates that we will have, because they demonstrate a clear commitment with the future development. And remember that during energy transition and defense of deployment, the state of inefficiency and development of renewable energy markets of our region should be of an alert as parliamentarians for opportunities to intervene with priorities on this matter, because it is necessary in a short time to influence services and organisms of our member states so that they align themselves with the strategies of SADC to create a common market with low cost and competitive that is able to bring dynamics that are convenient to the industrialization of the region. Our involvement as parliamentarians on the promotion of the legal framework and regulatory one to incentivize the use of renewable energy and support the achieve of energy is important to achieve the objectives in this domain. An objective which the concretization influences all the chain for sustainable development in SADC and mitigation for climate change. But to achieve results, us as parliamentarians, all of us, we cannot limit ourselves to define the legislative framework and regulatory framework. We need to follow and supervise with particular attention the implementation of other actions that are related, promotion of investment, resources, education, dissemination, and public debates, as well as cooperation amongst states on the services. On my behalf and the MPs of this assembly as representatives of the Angolan people, I renew to all the delegates my welcomes and I hope you have a safe stay in the Angolan soil. And I appeal the best attention to the sessions of this 55th Assembly so that together we can implement the objectives of our cooperations. Enjoy Luanda, its beauties, generosity, hospitality of the Angolans, and feel at home. And take our friendship to your countries. Thank you very much.
Excelências, minhas senhoras e meus senhores.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we now have the honor to invite His Excellency President of SADC PF and President of the Assembly of Seychelles to give his opening speech for the Plenary Assembly of SADC PF. Your attention.
Excellency, the Speaker of the National Republic of Angola, the Honorable Carolina Sequeira, Excellencies, colleague speakers, Honorable Nelly Muti of the Parliament of the Republic of Zambia, Honorable Dr. Tulia Ackson of the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania, and also Chair, President of the Inter-parliamentary Union, Chairperson of the Regional Women's Parliamentary Caucus, representatives of parliamentary groups that are with us today, Secretary General of the SADC Parliamentary Forum, distinguished authorities of the Angolan state who have joined us today, distinguished delegates from all member parliaments, members of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to you all. Bonjour, bon dia. It is a great pleasure and privilege for me to address you as we officially open the 55th Plenary Assembly session of the SADC Parliamentary Forum. We are indeed fortunate to be meeting here in the beautiful city of Luanda, the capital of the Republic of Angola. For many of us, it is not the first time, and it is a pleasure to be back here. And for those for whom this is a first visit, I am sure you will join us in enjoying Angola. I think I speak for all who come from other countries when I express our gratitude to the Parliament of Angola through our esteemed colleague, the Honorable Speaker Carolina Sequeira, Speaker of the Parliament of Angola, for hosting this event and the warm hospitality we have received since our arrival. Let me add a special thanks for the choir and the cultural performances which has enlivened this event and entertained us, given us a taste of the culture of this great country. The honorable speakers who have come to the podium before me have addressed a number of salient points regarding this event. I must say, I will have to be repetitive for the sake of emphasis, but I thank them for their remarks, for all the words they have expressed on this event that we are holding today, but especially for the support and encouragement that they have expressed for SADC-PF. This plenary assembly, distinguished guests and delegates, affords us again the opportunity to pursue the business of our network, to assess what we have been doing as parliamentarians, to renew our exchanges on issues close to our heart and for the people we represent, to promote inter-parliamentary dialogue and cooperation, and to seek responses and solutions to the challenges that we face. We look forward to the resolutions that will be adopted in this August Assembly, which will shape the course of SADC-PF in the years ahead. Hosting this Assembly attests to the commitment of the Parliament of Angola to our organization, and therefore the mission that we have. Equally, it is a testimony of the support of the government of Angola to this institution, and we are very proud to have such valuable partners. But this assembly is also a call for each one of us in our member parliaments to renew our commitment to the mission of SADC-PF, which is to act as a representative body and a bridge between government and the people that we serve at regional level. Distinguished guests and delegates, this 55th Plenary Assembly has indeed some milestones that are significant and that we can take as signs that we are boldly taking our future in hand. First, I thank the Honorable Speaker of Angola for referring to the launch of our strategic plan for 2024 to 2028, which provides a clear roadmap for achieving our long-term goals, for aligning our resources and ensuring coherence and focus across all levels of our organization. The strategic plan has set our goals and objectives in key areas, and these include parliamentary effectiveness and democratic governance, capacity building, as well as initiatives for climate action, which are germane themes for our parliaments. We launched the plan in a ceremony yesterday, shared it with the media, and we are committed to achieving its goals in the planned timeframe. At a time when various studies show that citizens across the SADC region consistently express a desire for greater political stability and economic opportunity, the strategic plan represents our proactive response to these aspirations from our region. Another aspect of particular significance for this 55th Plenary Assembly session is that we are convening at a time when we have made commendable progress on one of our cherished goals, that of transforming the SADC-PF into a SADC Parliament. We are now at the point of having 11 member states to have signed the agreement amending the SADC Treaty to establish the SADC Parliament, and who have deposited the instruments required with the SADC Secretariat. The distinction of being the latest to join us in this endeavor is Zambia, which will do so in a ceremony later this morning. and that comes just after Namibia also finalized the process very recently. We want to honor all those who have signed along with these latest countries, and I will call for a round of applause for them in honor. The access of Zambia has brought us ever closer to the required number of 12 member states needed to bring the amendment into force. And indeed, this milestone is worth celebrating and represent a significant step forward in our collective pursuit of strengthened parliamentary cooperation and regional integration through the establishment of the SADC Parliament. But distinguished guests and delegates, while we celebrate this milestone, we must be certain to guard against complacency. The aim is to have all the 16 SADC member states sign the agreement. In this regard, all our national parliaments need to maintain the resolve we have shown over the years and to continue engaging the member states that have not yet ratified the agreement. It is crucial to urge them to do so, so that our SADC Parliament, upon being established, will be accessible to all citizens of the SADC region, leaving no one out. The year 2024 has been dubbed across the world as a super election year, with nearly half of the world's population heading to the polls. 64 countries globally have scheduled elections this year. For Africa, the number is 17 countries which are undergoing elections, of which over 180 million people will be eligible to vote. In the SADC region itself, 7 countries have elections. The Union of Comoros already had its election in January, and recently South Africa and Madagascar held general and parliamentary elections. Botswana, Mozambique, Mauritius, and Namibia are next in line. These elections provide opportunities for democratic renewal, for electoral innovation, and enhanced representation. While elections on their own do not constitute democracy, it is indisputable that the regular holding of credible elections remains a critical cornerstone in building a strong and sustainable democracy. Indeed, building democracy is a complex process with many challenges, and the holding of elections is just a starting point. Where the integrity of elections is compromised, it goes without saying that the legitimacy of democracy is also compromised. It is our role, therefore, as rule makers, to ensure that the SADC region is shielded from election malpractices which can jeopardize democracy. Our region, like other parts of the world, grapples with both traditional and emerging electoral risk. These include voter apathy, disinformation, cyber violence targeting especially women candidates, electoral outcomes that do not give a clear mandate for government, non-acceptance of results, and electoral and political conflicts and violence. We are also witnessing the proliferation of fake news targeting the electoral processes and the role players, where synthetic video and audio media that appear realistic and therefore difficult to distinguish from authentic ones are generated using artificial intelligence. This last is, of course, a threat that will continue to become more significant and that the democratic process has to contend with. Parliamentarians, as products of elections and rule makers, have a positive duty to ensure that electoral processes are conducted with integrity and accountability, and that the will of the people is accurately reflected. And this, fellow delegates and parliamentarians, is part of our mission. The SADC Model Law on Elections, which we adopted in 2018 in Maputo, Mozambique, is a critical framework that provides guidelines to enhance electoral integrity. We must therefore focus our efforts on its domestication by all member states so that we contribute to the creation of the stability essential for the realization of the SADC Vision 2050, the African Union's Agenda 2063, and the Sustainable Development Goals that we have set for ourselves. The theme of our 55th Plenary Assembly, the role of parliaments in promoting renewable energy policies in the SADC region and creating a single regional energy market, is both timely and critical. And I thank the Parliament of Angola for coming up with this very significant theme for our plenary. To me, the symposium that we will have on this theme in this plenary is a testimony of how we strive to remain relevant to the challenges of our times. As we face the pressing realities of climate change and the global energy transition, the need for sustainable energy solutions has never been more urgent. Renewable energy policies are essential for reducing our carbon footprint by significantly decreasing our reliance on fossil fuels, enhancing energy security, and driving economic growth in the SADC region. With the aim of creating a single regional energy market, we can harness the collective potential of all our member states, promoting greater cooperation and efficiency in energy production and distribution. I am pleased that we will be taking up this matter and, of course, member parliaments, I look forward to your contributions. In this regard, parliaments have a crucial role to play in advocating for progressive renewable energy policies to ensure robust legislative frameworks and hold governments accountable in providing the necessary budgetary support. This is only one example of where we can lead and where we can make a difference. I wish to extend once more my sincere appreciation to Honorable Carolina Sequeira, Speaker of the National Assembly of Angola, for her exemplary leadership and the generosity for putting in place all the hosting arrangements that we have been able to enjoy. I invite all our delegates to work collectively, leveraging our collective strengths to achieve the vision of a united, prosperous, and resilient SADC region. I look forward to fruitful deliberations and to the impactful resolutions that we will make in this session. And with this, I thank all delegates, all our member parliaments for the cooperation that they have extended to me as the president of the SADC Parliamentary Forum in advancing the work of the forum over the last 18 months. And I hope that we will continue to work together for the rest of the time of my mandate, and that we will achieve the goals we have set for our network, the SADC PF. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow delegates, I thank you very much for your kind attention. It is now my great pleasure and my honor to declare this 55th Plenary Assembly of the SADC Parliamentary Forum officially open. Thank you. Merci beaucoup. Obrigado.
Seguidamente, para proferir a mensagem de agradecimentos, convidamos.
And after the gratitude speech, we are inviting the Speaker of the Republic of Zambia and the Excellency Nel Kashumba Moti to come and speak.
His Excellency, the President of SADC Parliamentary Forum and Speaker of the National Assembly of Seychelles, Mr. Roger Mancienne, Her Excellency, the Speaker of the National Assembly of the Republic of Angola, Honorable Carolina Sequeira, Honorable Speakers of SADC Parliaments and Heads of Delegations, Her Excellency, the President of the Inter-parliamentary Union and Speaker of the Parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Tulia Ackson, Chairperson of the Women's Regional Parliamentary Caucus, Honorable Shirley Josepha Raymond, Her Excellency, the Secretary General of SADC Parliamentary Forum, Ms. Boema Segoma, His Excellency, the Secretary General of the Forum of Parliaments of the International Conference on the Great Lakes region, Mr. Onyango Kakoba, distinguished delegates from member parliaments, distinguished authorities of the Angolan state, distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege for me to stand before this assembly to deliver a vote of thanks on behalf of the members of SADC Parliamentary Forum during this official opening ceremony of the 55th Plenary Assembly. Allow me to place on record our sincere thanks from the SADC Parliamentary Forum to you, Madam Speaker, and your government, and by extension to the people of the Republic of Angola for graciously accepting to host the 55th Plenary Assembly session. I take cognizance of the fact that just last year in October, the Parliament of Angola hosted the 147th IPU and related meetings with over 2,000 delegates. Hosting such events is no easy task, thus accepting to host yet another regional body meeting within a short space of time demonstrates the level of commitment your government attaches to the work of the legislature. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the members of SADC Parliamentary Forum have eagerly responded with full presence to this 55th Plenary Assembly, a testimony of the high esteem in which the region holds Angola and its people. We are also cognizant of the fact that Angola is one of the most prominent economic actors in Southern Africa and is a very valued member within the SADC architecture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, The theme for the 55th Plenary Assembly has been ably articulated by those who have spoken before me. Allow me, nevertheless, to add my voice, especially on the role of parliaments in promoting renewable energy policies in the SADC region. As you are aware, parliaments have three broad constitutional mandates, namely legislative, oversight of the executive, and representative functions. Therefore, as parliamentarians, we need to diligently and vigorously make use of our constitutional mandate by coming up with the strategies and actions that enhance the promotion of renewable energy in our respective member states. Enacting laws that promote the development and use of renewable energy is key by offering tax incentives for investment in renewable energy. Once laws and policies have been enacted, there is need to monitor the implementation of these policies by the executive. It is therefore important for parliaments to consider the creation of post-legislative mechanism in order to oversee legislation. One important oversight function of parliament is passing the national budget. We need to ensure that adequate funds are allocated on the budget line for the development of the programs that promote renewable energy. This explains why we meet twice every year to lend the voice of parliamentarians in order to make a difference in our respective countries. I am persuaded that all the delegates at the 55th Plenary Assembly here in Luanda agree with me that the capital city of Angola is a beautiful place, vested with rich culture and a very friendly, hospitable community. Once again, we say thank you to Angola through the Honorable Speaker Carolina Sequeira for being such a wonderful hostess for the 55th SADC PF Parliamentary Assembly session. I have personally visited a number of parliaments globally, and I can say without a shadow of doubt that your parliament building is one of the best on the globe. Distinguished colleagues, invited guests, today is a momentous occasion for Zambia as she becomes the 11th member to sign the agreement amending the SADC Treaty on the transformation of the forum into a regional parliament. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, thank you. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has designated the Minister of Justice, Honorable Princess Kasone MP, to sign the treaty on behalf of the Republic. The signing ceremony will take place right here at the Palace of the National Assembly of Angola right after this opening ceremony. The forum is now at the verge of actualizing the dream of many years of it being transformed into a regional parliament, as is the case in other regional blocs. One of the tangible outcomes of this transformation is the strengthening of the implementation of resolutions by the forum and action by member parliaments. We need to collectively change the narrative of being policy giants but implementation dwarfs. Before I conclude, allow me to state that the Parliament of Zambia, as the host of the 56th Plenary Assembly to be held in November this year, we are looking forward to hosting this August Assembly. You are all welcome to Zambia, the peace haven of SADC, a country with impeccable peace credentials that have seen 4 political parties rule the country since independence and successively hand over of power by 7 presidents in 60 years. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Asante sana. Thank you very much. Obrigada.
Excelências, minhas senhoras e meus senhores.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, let's all stand as in respect we can listen to the SADC anthem, AU and Angolan anthem.
And hope for regional and universal integration towards unity and harmony. Cradle of humanity, cradle of our ancestors. Let us praise with joy the realization of our hopes and raise the banner of solidarity.
Muito obrigado.
Thank you very much. Now we've come to the end of this solemn ceremony of the opening of the 55th Plenary Assembly of. Now we are going for the institutional photo of the Speaker of the Parliamentary Forum and all the members and the Speaker of the National Assembly. The institutional photo will be done in front of the plenary hall of the National Assembly. The protocol will lead and support. So we wish everyone a very pleasant day.
Recording stopped.